Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Good afternoon from Fulton, and thank you for joining us here on Let'sGoICCTV.com as your ICC Indians play host to the Bears of Southwest Mississippi Community College in the opening round of the MAC-JC playoffs. Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Gore, it's a beautiful afternoon for soccer here at Harvard on the Bigby. If you're just now joining us and missed today's opening broadcast, the Lady Indians dropped a heartbreaking 3-2 decision to Gulf Coast in overtime. The Lady Indians end their season with 10 wins and 7 losses, a record-setting season for ICC's women's soccer team for the most wins in the regular season, also hosting their first ever home playoff match this afternoon here in Fulton. Now let's get the Choice Pawn pregame show rolling by getting to know our foe, presented by the ICC Baptist Student Union. The Southwest Bears enter today's matchup at 10-3-2 overall and are the number 3 seed out of the South, a very tough South division, after finishing 4-3-1 in the South. As a team, Southwest has netted 44 goals on the season, with 5 players scoring with 5 or more goals this year. Freshman Santiago Martinez has been the focus of the Bears' offensive attack this season. He leads the team with 6 goals. He also leads the team with 7 assists. So ICC fans will want to keep an eye out for number 13 this afternoon. Freshman keeper Connor Smothers has logged over 1,300 minutes in net. He's allowed 22 goals, has made 86 saves this season. And now we know more about our foe thanks to the ICC Baptist Student Union. The ICC BSU meets Monday nights at 7:07 and Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is you bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget to bring $2 to treat them for lunch as well. When we come back with more of the Choice Pawn pregame show, we'll step inside Coach's Corner, served up by Little Caesars, and talk with ICC head coach Mike Sullivan about today's matchup with Southwest. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99? Last time we ate this good for $2.99, we were in college.
No, I was in college. You were in denial.
That's not true.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99?
Man, I can't believe they still hand make the onion rings.
Oh, then you're gonna love this. It's hand folded.
Oh, it's a swan.
It's a napkin, dude.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
With Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
Great. Glad I went with Farm Bureau.
No, it's Farm Bureau.
Farv.
Say it with me. Farm.
Farv.
You know what? Doesn't matter. Either way, you're all set.
See? That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
For coverage you can't beat, Farm Bureau Insurance.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back to the Choice Pawn pregame show, as we're just moments away from that First American National Bank opening kickoff between ICC and Southwest here in the opening round of the MAC-JC soccer playoffs. Earlier this week, assistant SID and sports photographer extraordinaire Lee Adams had a chance to talk with Coach Mike Sullivan about this afternoon's matchup with the Bears as we step inside Coach's Corner, served up by Little Caesars, part of the Choice Pawn pregame show here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
All right, Coach, Back in the playoffs, getting to host this time. Just talk a little bit about the excitement of having playoffs here on campus.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's been 2 years since we've gotten to host one, so it's going to be a great atmosphere. Last time we did it, we had a couple of hundred people here in the stands. We had people with posters and all kinds of good stuff. And I think it's going to be great for the guys. They're going to be really fired up and excited. Hopefully they'll have a lot of family and friends here. And the atmosphere will be loud, and hopefully we'll have a good time with it.
All right, well, a little bit of a familiar opponent that you're playing here in Southwest, opening the season with them. Just talk a little bit about them and the challenges they present.
Yeah, Southwest is a very good team. We played them beginning of the year. Of course, we're both totally different teams now. So, I mean, the earlier game is meaningful, but still not exactly, going to play 100% into this one. I mean, we've got a couple of injuries. They've got a couple of injuries. So, and realistically, I think both teams have gotten a lot better. So, they beat us early in the season, but hopefully we're going to have improved a lot, and it'll be a good competition on Wednesday.
Okay, well, Wednesday's coming quick. Just give us your Bank of Oklahoma keys to victory.
I think it's important for us to get out early. When we played them earlier last time, they scored on us in the first 5 minutes. It'd be nice if we could try and return that favor or at least hold them at bay. They're a very explosive team. We've both scored together about 100 goals in the season, so it's one of those where you could look for a lot of goals, or who knows, maybe it'll be a defensive struggle. But I think getting out early, will be one of the keys, and just playing our game, trying to possess the ball, move it around well, and be patient and wait for our chances.
All right, Coach, thank you, and best of luck.
Thanks.
And there you heard Coach Sullivan's keys to victory being presented by the Bank of Oklahoma. John Harrod and Company, always proud to serve the banking needs of everyone in Chickasaw County and the surrounding areas. Learn more at bankofoklahoma.com. We're just a few minutes away from that First American National Bank opening kickoff between ICC and Southwest in today's playoff match. When we come back, we'll take with the Choice Bond pregame show. We'll meet the starting 11 for the Indians, thanks to Buddy Long and our friends at Coke and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Company right here, right after this, on the Choice Pawn pregame show here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Fresh cut bone-in quarter loin pork chops, $1.28 per pound. Red potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.99. And Domino granulated sugar, 4-pound bag, $1.78.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Brandon White, goalkeeper, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Ryan Parker, defender, Brisbane, Australia.
Luis Garcia, striker, Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Cesar Perez, winger, New Albany, Mississippi.
Logan Little, midfield, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Colby Bogle, midfielder, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Brian Heredia, midfielder, Pelham, Alabama.
Chase Huddleston, midfielder, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Joseph Rainey, defender, New Albany, Mississippi.
Alexis Resendez, striker, Horn Lake, Mississippi.
Luan Balecheri, midfielder, Erechim, Brazil.
Best pizza, New York style.
No way. Chicago deep dish.
Nah. White pie.
Half veggies, half meat. Just cheese.
No, pepperoni.
Extra crunchy.
Chewy. Has to be gluten-free.
Pop it with arugula.
No, basil.
Eggplant. Dude, really?
That's not pizza. Come on.
Pizza. And a Coke.
You got that right. 2 Cokes, please.
My pizza goes best with a Coke.
An ice cold Coke.
Only with a Coke.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99? Last time we ate this good for $2.99, we were in college.
No, I was in college. You were in denial.
That's not true.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99?
Man, I can't believe they still hand make the onion rings.
Oh, then you're gonna love this. It's hand folded.
Oh, it's a swan.
It's a napkin, dude.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Fresh cut bone-in quarter loin pork chops, $1.28 per pound. Red potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.99. And Domino granulated sugar, 4-pound bag, $1.78.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
From the moment they were young, you cheered them on. You defended them and you encouraged them. Why? Because as a child's parent, you are their greatest influence. You always wanted them to be better, accomplish more, and make a difference. We want that too. At Itawamba Community College, we give them the opportunity to live a life above the bar.
And welcome back as we wrap up the Choice Pond pregame show, just moments away from that First American National Bank opening kickoff here between ICC and Southwest. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians dropped a heartbreaker 3-2 in overtime to Gulf Coast, and Gulf Coast Lady Bulldogs will advance on to the playoffs. Want to wish the best of luck there to the Lady Bulldogs. Also, safe travels to Don Hammock, who helped me there in the first game, as well as Lady Bulldogs heading back south. Of course, for ICC in the men's match, the winner of this match, they will advance on to take on the Gulf Coast Bulldogs in the semifinals. That'll be a 1 p.m. semifinal there at Freedom Ridge on Saturday. So both these teams here battling this afternoon to advance to the semifinal round. The Indians are in the blue kits, white shorts, blue socks, and blue jerseys with the white outline, white numerals. And it's pretty much the exact opposite for Southwest. Southwest in the white tops, blue numerals, blue shorts with some white trim as well, white socks there for Gulf Coast. So easily could be confused for those watching this afternoon on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We do want to say a special hello for everyone that is listening here in support of the Bears this afternoon down in Southwest. It's a long trip. The ball game we had a little bit early because we have no lights here on the field at ICC. So we hope you sit back and enjoy this afternoon's broadcast here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So it'll be Southwest to start things off here. We had a great crowd for the women's match. A lot of that crowd still sticking around here for the men's match this afternoon. Gulf Coast traveled a lot of fans up here, as well as Southwest. Looks like they have a pretty good turnout as well. So Southwest will start things off here, trying to go over the top of the defense, and it's going to be controlled that time by Kobe Bogle. Now, Bogle, we'll have to keep an eye on him this afternoon as he was shaken up during warm-ups, like he kind of got caught up by the turf monster and kind of twisted a knee a little bit there in warm-ups, but he is still in the starting lineup here this afternoon for the Indians. Now, here comes the Bears of Southwest on the attack, taken away by Chase Huddleston. Huddleston with it now, wants to swing it out wide. This is going to be number 8, Cesar Perez. Perez with it now, swings it back across the middle. Southwest used to playing both teams at the same time, but it's Southwest coming up tough defensively. This ball is going to be sent long and out of bounds. Well, we talked about it. Typically here at the ICC Soccer Complex, seating in the shade is a premium. Well, not today. Everybody trying to find a little sun to sit in this afternoon as we dipped down into the mid to high 30s last night in temperatures. They're creeping back up towards the 60s here this afternoon. In the shade here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth, it's a little chilly. Adam Gore, Raphael Henry, Lee Adams on hand as well He is taking photos for ICC Images. You can see photos there at ICCimages.com. The ball cleared out. Southwest gets it back, fires from distance, high and far right. And so it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Indians. There's 43 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Scoreless between ICC and Southwest here in the opening round of the MACJC playoffs. The Indians, last time they hosted a playoff match, well, it was a heartbreaker. Jones scored in the final seconds of the match, and they scored from nearly midfield, probably about 10 yards up from midfield. They just put a foot on it as time expired. The ball took a bad hop for the Indians, got over the head of the keeper and found the back of the net, and Jones escaped Fulton with a victory in that match. The Indians hoping to avoid that disappointment this afternoon. Now here comes Southwest on the attack. This shot is sent high and deflected off the hip of Bogle. Huddleston clears it out, but Southwest gets it back once again. Southwest trying to reverse the side of the pitch. Ball slapped away, and Huddleston clears it out wide. And Southwest gets it now, trying to squeeze it through some traffic, and it's taken away by the Indians. This is going to be Resendez with it now. Resendez surveying the defense. Didn't really see anything to go on the attack with. Now leaves it out wide to Logan Little. Little bumped, no call. And we're going to see him, let him play a little bit more physical than we're used to seeing throughout the regular season. Of course, we talk about Logan Little. He is the current reigning MACJC Men's Player of the Week. He had 3 goals and 1 assist in a pair of games last week for ICC. Huddleston with it, lets it settle, now swings it out wide. This is Rainey with it. Rainey looking to go on the attack, driving inside through some traffic. The ball taken away by the Bears. Rainey gets it back, and then taken right back by the Bears again. That was number 17, Patrick Larson. Let's give you today's starting lineup here, presented by Coke for Southwest. Number 3, P.J. Irwin. Number 4, Cameron Stanovic. You've got number 5, Nick Dickinson. Number 7, Ty Ware. Number 11, Michael Escobar. Number 12, Michael Martin. Number 13, Santiago Martinez. Number 17 is Patrick Larson. Number 18, Nate Bond. Number 24 is Cheo Tapia. And number 54, Connor Smothers, the keeper, in net, as he's been most season. As we said, has logged over 1,300 minutes in net this season for the Bears. Now ICC with it, looking to go on the attack. This is Perez trying to go out on the wing, and he is going to be tripped up, and a foul is going to be called here on the Bears. Coming up on 41 minutes of play here in the first half. It'll be a free kick coming up here for the Indians. It looks like Huddleston will be set to take this one. Got to make this opportunity dangerous here for the Indians. So ICC going to send a trio of players now over on the side. Looks like Little, along with Luan Batachete, will go over to attempt this. Batachete is going to be a decoy. Logan steps in front of it. Now Huddleston sends it across the way, looking for the header, and it is going to be a foul on the play as they were looking to go backside to Ryan Parker. Parker just extended that forearm. A lot of times you're able to go up as long as you keep that arm bent. Just extended it or out a little too far for the umpire's liking. And now Southwest just trying to go over the top, looking for some speed here, as this is number 7, Ty Ware, trying to work one-on-one against Bogle. Bogle hawking Ware, gets some help defensively. Now shot from distance, and it's fired and saved. Great job that time by Brandon White. A good, strong kick by Southwest. White climbs the ladder, takes it off the top shelf, and keeps it 0-0. 40:05 to play here until halftime. ICC with it. They're in the blue, working right to left on your screen. Going to reverse the side of the pitch. This one goes over now to number 18, Joe Rainey. Rainey leaves it up to Luis Garcia. Ball gets through. Now Garcia trying to race through, but Gulf Coast there, or excuse me, Southwest there. Just a quick step in front of that one, and they're going to clear it back and reset. Resendez tries to force this one out. And nearly taken away by the Indians. Southwest keeps possession. The Bears looking to press the ball down the middle of the pitch. This is number 17, Larson, with it now, and Larson is sent end over end that time. And Larson not too happy with that. Comes up and kind of knocks the foot out from underneath Ryan Parker. Good job by the referee, though, to come up and not put a card on that. Just get the guys to calm down a little bit. And so it'll be a free kick opportunity coming up here. And it looks like this could be number 18, Nate Bond, that is looking to step into this one. Also back there is Michael Escobar. So a free kick coming up here for Southwest. Escobar steps into this one, sends it inside. And the ball's going to be cleared out that time. Not too far out of the box, but the Indians get it. Chase Huddleston sends it ahead. And that is going to be Larson to let it settle, sends it over. And great hustle that time by Kobe Bogle to take away that angle, what looked to be a for sure scoring opportunity that time for Southwest. Brandon White came in quickly and cleaned that one up. White tosses this one up the pitch. This is going to be Logan Little with it now. Leaves it up to Chase Huddleston. Huddleston down the sideline now, goes left foot ahead, trying to find Garcia, but a little too far, and Southwest takes it away. Southwest swings it out wide. This is going to be number 24, Tapia with it. Trying to go. The ball nearly goes out of bounds. So they are going to say it was out of bounds, and it'll be ICC ball. 0-0 is your score. 37:54 to go here until halftime. Indians going to reverse the side of the pitch. I believe that's number 18 across the way, Joe Rainey. Yes, it is. Dribbling it ahead, leaves it up to Garcia. Garcia now drops it back out wide. This is going to be Logan Little on the attack. Little fires and just sends it wide. Great opportunity that time for Logan Little, but just could not find that one to send it home. And Southwest dodges a major bullet there. We stayed tied at 0, 37-25 to play. I don't know if Little that time might have been looking for a put-in by Resendez, but instead the shot goes wide, and we remain scoreless. ICC putting on some defense here. You're going to see a lot of players slipping down, as we talked about. Rain over the weekend and throughout Monday forced this game back to Wednesday. It's been breezy, but not enough to really dry this field out. The sun has been bright and shiny this afternoon. Not really a cloud in the sky. This is going to be Parker with it now. Parker tries to let it settle now, pokes it ahead. It's going to be deflected out of bounds off a Southwest player. For just now joining us, the Lady Indians defeated. Let me just restart that altogether as I messed that up. Officials are going to call for a stop. I didn't do that in the women's match with the ball going into the ditch across the way. But to complete that thought, if you're just now joining us, the Lady Bulldogs of Gulf Coast defeated ICC by the final score of 3-2 in overtime. Gulf Coast will advance to face Jones Saturday evening. And still confusion on who needs to get the ball where, when, and why, as now finally they get one to the side. Ball goes into the ditch, and now a fan has fished it out as well. So ICC will toss it in. It's Rainey sending it ahead to Logan Little. Ball is popped up, and Southwest takes it away now. Now here comes Southwest on the attack. But there's Bogle to step in front of that one, now sends it ahead. Trying to see if they can use some of their speed from Perez, but instead a smart play that time by the keeper. And that's going to be Smothers, who came up and quickly gathered that one up before Garcia had a chance to get to it. Now here comes Southwest on the attack, taken away nicely that time by number 12, Heredia, to take it away, and now the ball's going to be left back. ICC confusion on who wanted to get it that time, and Southwest coming up and applying pressure. The Indians quickly adjust. Bogle with it now, tries to leave it ahead to Heredia at midfield. Heredia on the push. Looking to go back across the middle. 3 players around him. ICC able to keep it. Now they swing it out right to Resendez. And there is a foul called. No offside is called on the Indians. So that time Resendez just released a little too soon for the umpire's liking. And the ball now will go back to Southwest. So this will be the ball sent down the pitch. And it's going to be Joe Rainey with it off the foot, though. Southwest takes it back, but then there's Bogle to take it away. Indians with it now. 0-0 is your score. 35 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Tough scramble for the ball, and Resendez wins that battle. Drops it off to Balachete, who's going to drop it back to Ryan Parker. Parker dribbles it ahead, swings it out wide. This is going to be Logan Little on the far side of the pitch. Little looking to go on the drive inside. Now leaves it out wide, trying to find Resendez on the wing. Resendez battling, and is trapped in the corner. And it's going to be taken away by Southwest. Southwest looking to go on the push, but there's Chase Huddleston coming up and making the play. Huddleston leaves it back inside to Heredia. Heredia tries to go back to Huddleston. Scramble for the ball, and Southwest will win that scramble. Good job defensively that time by the Bears to come up and get the stop on the Indians. And we're able to maintain possession. They're going to leave it back now. This is Tapia with it, who sends it over the top. And the ball is loose, and looks like the Indians are going to chase it down. That's Heredia. Yes, Heredia leaves it out wide to number 18, Rainey. Rainey surveys the defense, doesn't like what he sees, drops it back to Ryan Parker. Parker's going to dribble this one ahead to midfield, drops it back to Garcia. Garcia puts a foot on it, tries to leave it out wide to Rainey, but the ball goes out of bounds back to Southwest. As we mentioned, we do want to welcome all the viewers in support of the Bears this afternoon here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And also say a special hello to all those cheering on the Indians this afternoon here in Fulton as ICC and Southwest battling for a spot in the semifinals against Gulf Coast on Saturday. Of course, Gulf Coast, the number 19 team in the country, as we talked about in the women's match. Gulf Coast men have won 21 straight South Division matches. So they are the team with the target on their back without a doubt. Ball gets free, but Southwest able to keep possession of it. Fancy footwork that time by Michael Martin. Ball is sent ahead. Joe Rainey picks it up for the Indians at midfield. Squeezes it forward. Logan Little tries to keep it in bounds. Saves it in bounds, and Southwest will take possession. Anything you could do, I could do better so far in the contest. There's 33-25 to play here. In the first half, 0-0 is your score. Steve Diffie checking in from Holmes. And I'm still convinced that Diffie has the MACJC package on DirecTV because he watches every game there is, whether it be ICC, Northwest, Southwest, Gulf Coast. He is tuned in. So toss in here from Southwest, sent ahead. And the Indians take it back. This is going to be Parker with it now. Parker's going to send this one out of bounds. Sully showing off a little bit of fancy footwork down there below us. 32-50 and counting here in the first half. ICC Southwest scoreless. This will be number 5, Dickinson, set to toss this one in. So he's going to survey the defense for the Indians. Indians in the blue top, Southwest in the white. This one is being tossed around. Parker is going to let it roll, and it's going to be a goal kick coming up here. Nice job by Parker that time to fend off a pesky Ty Ware. And the Indians get a goal kick here. This is Kobe Bogle. So we talked about it. Bogle was shaken up during warm-ups. Got kind of caught up in some of that wet turf. Tweaked a knee a little bit, but good to see him stay in the lineup there. He actually had it wrapped, but decided to come back and take that wrap off before the start of the match. Ball turned over. Southwest gets it back now. There's 31:57 to play here until halftime. We remind you to stay tuned for the Little Caesars halftime show. We'll have you the Sonic scoring update, if there is any scoring. And we'll also have a halftime performance from the ICC All-American Band from earlier this season during football. Ball goes out of bounds back to ICC. It'll be, excuse me, Cesar Perez to toss this one in. So the Indians with it, looking to go to work. Tough defense being forced up the field that time by Southwest. Now here comes Heredia with it. Leaves it over the middle to Balachete. He wants to go out wide to Rainey. Rainey's going to dribble it up the pitch a few steps. Now keeps his dribble going forward. Trying to split a couple of defenders. Leaves it out wide to Logan Little. Little puts a foot into it from distance. Shot is up and it good! Beautiful cross that time. And the Indians get the goal. And so that assist from Little to Resendez. And ICC strikes early. That was one thing that Coach Sullivan said would be crucial in this match. Would be the Indians' ability to strike early. And the Indians poke that one home. They lead 1-0. That goal coming at the 30-54 mark of the first half. Beautiful cross that time from Logan Little, the reigning MACJC Player of the Week. He found Resendez, who poked it home, and the Indians lead 1-0. Balachete battling for it. Southwest now is going to clear it out, send it to the opposite side of the pitch. Bogle's going to let this one roll. Rainey with it now, goes across the middle. This is Heredia. Heredia swings it back across the middle, trying to little pop up quickly over to the side to Garcia. Garcia outran that time on the far side. The ball is going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Indians as it will go into the drink. And they're going to call for stoppage as the ball goes into the ditch. One nothing is your score. ICC with the advantage. So now Southwest with it, looking to push down on the far side of the pitch. Nice ball movement this time by Southwest, looking to go ahead, drops it on the inside. Huddleston had it for a moment, and the right foot shot is deflected off the backside of Ryan Parker, and now here comes the Indians charging on the attack. Indians with numbers, Resendez with it. Drops it across the middle to Balichetti. Balichetti back to Resendez. Resendez between the legs of a Southwest defender, but a great defensive play by Southwest. The Indians, though, get it back. Resendez with it. Good job that time by number 4, Stanovich, for the Bears to break that one up and allow the defense to reset, and the Indians force it back to Rainey and reset the attack. Trying to go back in the middle. This is Balichetti with it. Looking to go inside. Had it poked away. Got it back, though. And Balichetti will dribble it around, looking to go inside to Huddleston. Nothing there. Now crosses it back across the middle. This is Resendez with it. Resendez in the box, looking to go to battle, and could not do so. And I believe this will be a corner opportunity. Yes, it will, coming up for the Indians. Resendez was looking to chip that one off to a slicing Huddleston that time, but the ball was deflected out of bounds nicely by the Bears to set up this corner opportunity for the Indians. Well, this is something the Indians have struggled with this season. They have not been able to be dangerous too often on corner opportunities. The Indians would love to see that change here and see if they can take a 2-0 lead. They lead 1-0 right now here over Southwest. This one's sent on its way, and it's broken up nicely that time by the Bears. And Southwest with the ball now. Southwest with numbers, as this is going to be number 7, Ty Ware. Ware, though, just loses the dribble out of bounds, and it will go back to the Indians. Or no, actually, excuse me, it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by ICC. So Ware that time, man, he is quick as a hiccup. The Indians doing a good job forcing the defense to reset. So it'll be a toss in here. They're looking to go to Ty Ware, and that's who's got it. Ware going on the attack, and nicely done that time by Parker, sliding that one out of bounds, and it'll remain Southwest ball. Toss in. 27:51 and counting to go here in the first half of play. ICC with a 1-0 lead, I should say, over the Bears of Southwest. This will be Escobar to toss this one in for the Bears. Getting set to throw it in. Looking for Ware, that's who's got it. And sends it across the middle, looking for a cross. Nobody there for the Bears. This ball is going to be sent down the pitch, and Southwest will control back around midfield. So they're going to just send this one back to the keeper and allow him to reset. Sends it ahead, 50-50 ball up ahead, and it's taken away by Heredia. Heredia tries to go to Garcia, cleared out by Southwest, and it's going to be Bogle. Let it settle, and he's going to send this one back up the pitch. Looking for Logan Little down on the side. Now sends it ahead to Garcia. Garcia lets it settle. Sends it back across the middle. This is Balichetti with it. Balichetti fires from distance, but wide left. The Indians are being aggressive and attacking early here offensively. Just could not get that one to find its way home. We got a substitution coming into the match here for the Indians. This will be number 15. Brendan Kane coming in for the Indians. Out will be Luis Garcia. That substitution being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They meet Monday nights at 7:07. Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget that $2 for your friend as well to enjoy lunch and fellowship with the ICC BSU. They're located right across the street from the e-learning building on the Fulton campus. And now they're trying to go wide, and great play that time by Kobe Bogle. If he doesn't make that defensive play, that's an easy scoring opportunity there for Southwest. Ball is loose, and a backheel pass ahead that time by Brandon Kane. The ball is going to be out of bounds. And you're starting to feel a little bit of momentum shift the way of the Indians right now. If you're Southwest, you need to find a way to get some of the possession time back on your side. Up ahead they go to Brandon Kane. He is hammered. Officials say play on. Now here comes Southwest looking for that equalizer. They send it ahead, trying to find Ty Ware. And the Indians quickly, every time they see Ware collapsing or streaking, they collapse quickly defensively to take away any passing lanes. Bogle with it. Crossing over the defender. A little shake and bake. Nobody there to help, though, and the ball's turned over back to Southwest. Bears with it. Send it over the top. And Heredia is going to clear this one back to midfield. Little had it, lost it, out of bounds, they say, though, and they're going to say it belongs to ICC. And so we'll have another substitution set to come into the match here for the Indians. Logan Little will check out. Looks like this is going to be Jake Kirkpatrick. Yes, it will be Jake Kirkpatrick checking in here for the Indians. There's 24:50 and counting to go here in the first half of play. 1-0 ICC with the lead. This substitution being brought to you by the ICC Wesley Foundation, located across the street from the Davis Event Center. They meet on Thursday nights at 7, so stop by and worship there with Reverend John Foster and the rest of the crew at the ICC Wesley Foundation. Ball ahead they go. Balachete with it. Had it taken away momentarily. Deflects it off a Southwest player. Now here come the Indians on the attack. Leaves it out wide. This is Kirkpatrick, who just checked into the contest. Trying to go for the cross. Broken up nicely that time by Southwest as he's looking for Chase Huddleston.
Don't let him turn, Chase. Don't let him turn.
And now the ball is taken away there. Good defense by Huddleston. Resendez with it now. Sends it across the middle. Back to Resendez. Oh, too much of a touch that time. But Resendez keeps it alive. Ball is going to be deflected out of bounds, and it will go to ICC. Boy, I tell you what, the Indians playing with a lot of intensity that we aren't used to seeing out of the last few matches. Got a little bit more want to right now. Try to toss it into Balachete, but taken away by the Bears. Try to save it inbounds, goes out of bounds, and it will be a toss-in with the Indians coming up with 23:44 to play here in the first half. So Resendez with it, gives it off to Balachete, looking for that give-and-go touch that time. Taken away nicely by the Bears. Ball being batted around. Huddleston trying to break it free. And he does. Good hustle by Huddleston, but there's Southwest to break that one up. And then Cesar Perez steps in front of it. Southwest, though, gets it back. Squeezes it ahead. Race ahead now. This is going to be number 11, Escobar with it. Escobar looking to cross over to Bogle. Fires it across the middle and broken up nicely that time by Rainey. Rainey coming well out of his normal position defensively to help out for the Indians that time. And it was a big-time play breaking up that cross opportunity. And the ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Southwest. Now you're starting to see a little bit of frustration set in on the part of the Southwest players. Coming up and arguing that call. They're starting to get a little bit of frustrated here as they really can't get anything going. ICC leads this one 1-0. 22 minutes and 40 seconds to play until halftime. Perez set to toss this one in. Gets it to Brendan Kane, and it's going to be taken away by Southwest. Southwest now touches it back across the middle. This is number 13. That's Martinez. You got to know where Santiago Martinez is as he leads the team in scoring and assist. 6 goals on the season as well as 7 assists. ICC with it now, looking to go on the attack on the far side. This is Jake Kirkpatrick with it. Kirkpatrick puts on the brakes, allows the Southwest defender to fly by him, drops it over the middle. This is Balachete. Luan Balachete looking to fire, left foot, tries to sneak it in, and a save made that time. Excellent save by Connor Smothers as that kick kind of caught Smothers by surprise. If he doesn't get to it, I believe that comes off the post and finds its way into the back of the net. Either way it goes, corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. 21:53 to go until halftime. ICC with the 1-0 lead. So a corner kick coming up. It looks like this will be Kirkpatrick to send it in from the corner for the Indians. 21 minutes and 38 seconds now to go until halftime. Corner opportunity coming. Sent inside. Parker. And that's going to be a foul on Parker trying to come in and get the header that time. And so it'll be a kick coming up here for the keeper. 1-0 is your score. Just going to simply poke this one ahead to Stanovich. And Southwest with it nearly loses it out of bounds. Good job keeping possession that time by Dickinson. Then Dickinson loses it. That's Parker. Leaves it out wide to Resendez now. Resendez trying to cross over the defender. Deflects it off, and good defensive play that time by number 8. That's Teos, Vicente Teos, who has checked into the contest for Southwest, coming in with a nice defensive effort. Ball is being batted around. And now Ty Ware has it at his feet. That is taken away by Perez. Perez will send it back across towards midfield. That's where Balachete is waiting on it. Balachete loses footing, but there is Resendez to get it. Resendez trying to find something to do with the ball now. And good hustle that time by the Indians. This is Bogle with it. Bogle sending it across, reversing the field. This is Kirkpatrick now. Kirkpatrick dribbling forward. Kirkpatrick with pretty good speed, and he is taken to the turf. No foul called, and Southwest gets it back now. Southwest trying to poke it ahead, but then there's the Indians to take it away. Good hustle that time by Brendan Kane. Chase Huddleston finds it out wide. That's going to be number 12 with it for the Indians. Heredia with it now, drops it off to Kirkpatrick. Balachete now gets it off the right-footed pass from Kirkpatrick. Balachete's going to walk it down the side now, try to poke it ahead, take it away though, off the header by Southwest, but there's Kirkpatrick with it. He leaves it out wide. Indians trying to go on the cross inside, cleared out nicely by the Bears, and now they have control, and they're going to send it up the pitch. This is going to be number 8, Teos with it now. Goes strong right foot, trying to send it up the pitch, and the ball is loose, and that's going to be Bogle with it. Bogle just blows by the defender for Southwest, getting a few oohs and ahs out of his teammates and the crowd across the way. Pokes it ahead, looking for Brendan Kane. Kane's going to drop it back to Kirkpatrick, who puts a foot into it, and it's going to go high and wide out of bounds. So 19-24 and counting here. Substitution getting set to come in here for Southwest, as this is going to be number 2, Jarrett Green, coming in here for the Bears. Looks like it'll be number 17, Patrick Larson, checking out of the contest. 1-0 is the lead here in favor of the Indians. ICC in the blue tops, working right to left on your screen. Southwest in the white tops, working left to right. 50-50 ball controlled by Rainey for the Indians on the far side. He's just going to lose it out of bounds, and it go back to Southwest. Tough defense out of Southwest, smothering the Indians, forcing that ball to go out of bounds. So Southwest with it now, trying a little give and go action. The ball is popped up. Southwest keeps it at midfield. Whole lot of ball movement, just not a lot of advancement down the pitch for Southwest. Now trying to go over the top. Perez puts a hit on that one for the Indians, and ahead it goes to Heredia. Heredia with it, has it poked away nicely that time by the Bears. And a mad scramble for it, and Southwest comes away with it. Now going across the middle, a little give and go action here. Parker's going to let that one clear out. He's going to put a foot into it, send it back to Dorsey as it goes beyond the tree line. And it'll be a toss in here for Southwest on the side. 18 minutes, 6 seconds to play here until halftime. We invite you to stay tuned for the Little Caesars halftime show. We'll have your Sonic scoring update, as well as we'll see a performance from the ICC All-American Band during football season. Speaking of football, we do want to remind you that ICC will host Holmes Saturday at 2:30. We'll start with the Choice Pond pregame show right here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. It'll be homecoming in Fulton. Indians, the men's soccer team, hoping to not be a part of homecoming, as there is a foul on the play. And so Balachetti will have the ball set at midfield. And then the Southwest player came up and kicked the ball away. The official wisely not coming in, putting a card on that, just talking to him, say, hey, chill out. Didn't put a card in that situation. One of those situations, I agree with the no card. Would have been a regular season, would have drawn a card in a hurry. So the Indians with a free kick from midfield. That's Perez putting a foot onto it, sending it ahead to Resendez. Resendez looking to go to work here. Trying to get by the Southwest defender. Great defense that time out of Nick Dickinson to force the ball out of bounds. Substitution coming into the match here for the Indians. This is going to be number 10. That's going to be Logan Little coming into the contest. Checking out will be Luan Balachete. Little, the reigning MACJC Player of the Week. He already has 1 assist this afternoon in the match. That was at the 30-54 mark. He found Resendez slashing to the goal on a beautiful cross to make it a 1-0 ball game. All sides called on the Indians. So this will be a kick coming up off the foot of number 5, Nick Dickinson. Dickinson's going to send this one down the pitch. Indians will control. Resendez sneaks it across the way. It eventually finds the foot of Heredia, who sends this one back. And it's going to be Rainey. Rainey dribbling this one forward. Defense not really picking up Rainey. Now tries to send it across the middle, looking for Little. That one just weaves its way through a whole lot of traffic and nearly gets inside the box. And the ball's being bounced around now, and a foul will be called here on the Indians. 15:26 and counting to go here in the first half. ICC with a 1-0 lead. Southwest with the ball. They're wearing the white tops, moving left to right on your screen. The Bears dribbling ahead, drops it out wide. This is number 13 with it now. Martinez. Tyware and Martinez. Number 7 and 13 respectively is who you've got to keep an eye on if you're an ICC fan this afternoon. As that one broken up by Parker. Heredia had it, lost it, taken away that time by Teos. And Teos leads it ahead, but there's Chase Huddleston to clean things up. And Brendan Kane is hit and dropped. And the referee going to come up and may put a yellow card on this one. Actually, he's going to talk to him again. I tell you, you got to be careful. Eventually, you're going to have to pull that yellow card out. I know you don't want to in the playoffs, but you don't want these players to kind of lose their cool in this situation. And it's starting to get a little bit, not chippy, but it's getting close. With 14-13 to play here in the first half, ICC leads 1-0. This will be Kobe Bogle to step into this one, puts a foot into it, pops it up, trying to send it down the pitch, and it's going to be easily saved that time, as that was Smothers coming up and making the catch. So Smothers is going to put a foot on this one, sends it ahead, and Chase Huddleston puts a head on it, and it's going to find the feet of Logan Little. Little squeezes it ahead, trying to see if he could possibly get Smothers napping and not back in position in time. Not a bad idea that time by Logan Little, but an easy save that time by Smothers. I like the last name for a keeper, Smothers. Doesn't give you a lot of breathing room, not a lot of scoring opportunities, I guess you can say. He has given up, I believe, 22 goals on the season. And now the Indians with it. Up ahead they go. This is going to be Brendan Kane. Kane fires from distance, but too tall. And the ball goes over the backstop and will continue to roll. Substitution getting set to come into the match here. This is going to be number 7, Luis Garcia, checking into the match. And looks like this will be Alexis Resendez checking out. Also a substitution coming in here for Southwest. This will be number 17 checking into the contest, Patrick Larson. And Ty Ware will catch a breather. 12:51 and counting. The ICC with a 1-0 advantage here over Southwest. The winner of this match will go on to face Gulf Coast Saturday afternoon in the MACJC semifinals, with a shot at the state championship game. That will be, I believe, at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Ball is sent ahead. Southwest lets it settle. And that's going to be a foul whistled on the Indians. Southwest really not wasting any time to get the ball back in play. And that's going to be Bogle coming up and taking it away. But there's Southwest to get it back. Somebody's going to have to cover for Bogle on the backside. As soon as I say that, Kelby Bogle comes in and takes it back. Jake Kirkpatrick trying to go forward, and he is going to be tackled on the play. And once again, Southwest coming up and kicking the ball away from the Indians. And then as Bogle tries to get the ball, is hit and trying to get back. And once again, the referee letting them play here, not getting another yellow card. It's been the second time we've seen a Southwest player with some extracurricular activity going on there. But I like the fact that they didn't call a yellow card in that situation. But I think if this match continues to go, you're going to eventually have to call a yellow card in that situation, just kind of keep people in check. So the Indians with it, trying to build on this 1-0 advantage, looking for the cross, and it's going to be Logan Little with it now. Leads it out wide to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick tries to send it over the middle to Perez. The ball is bounced around and cleared out of the box that time by Southwest. Kirkpatrick comes over, keeps the ball on the Indian side of the turf. Huddleston squeezes it ahead, finds Garcia. Garcia looking to go out wide, drops it off. This is going to be Jake Kirkpatrick with it. Kirkpatrick looking to go to work here. 11:05 and counting. ICC with a 1-0 lead. Garcia out wide, looking to fire. Sends it across the middle, and this ball, popped up too high. Would have been a beautiful transition that time as Garcia sent it in. And that time it was Little trying to get the assist to Kane off a header. And there will be another substitution coming into the match here. And this will be Balachete checking in for the Indians. Checking out will be Kirkpatrick. These substitutions being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, stop by and see Joey there on South Adams Street. He'll be part of the homecoming festivities on Saturday as we honor the 1977 state championship football team. Joey Cox, a former ICC All-American for the football team there at ICC. So the Indians with it. 10-13 and counting here in the first half of play. Adam Gore, Raphael Henry, and Lee Adams bringing you this action here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. As that time, Balachete, like he kind of flopped on the sideline trying to draw a call, didn't get it. And we'll have another substitution. Ty Ware will be coming into the contest here for Southwest. Checking out will be number 2, Jarrett Green. Well, campus has been buzzing all week. A lot of activities going along with with homecoming. We talked about it. There's still some question marks. That forecast for the weekend keeps changing. It goes from 40 to 20 to 60 to 30% chance of rain all weekend. And you just don't know what it's going to be. So the Indians with the plan A and plan B situation there at homecoming. Somehow Luan Balachete keeps that ball throughout all that traffic. Sends it across the middle to Heredia. Heredia drops it back to Little. Now swings it about wide. Chase Huddleston is knocked down. No foul call there. Good no call by the officials. India's going to reset it now. This is Perez with it. Looking to go back on the wing to Brendan Kane. Kane trying to beat the defender. Pokes it ahead. Ball taken away by Southwest. Nicely done by the Bears. They're going to send this one out of bounds. Allow the defense to reset. 18:55 to go here. 1-0 is your score. ICC with the lead. So be Kane set to toss this one in for the Indians. ICC would love to find a way to stick another point on the board here just before halftime, as Huddleston had it, but then taken away by Southwest.
Keep it on that side, guys. Keep it on that side.
This one sent ahead. Ty Ware with it. Ware tries to go up and find it. The ball is poked free, and now that's Ryan Morgan, who is simply going to send this one ahead out of bounds. Allow the defense for the Indians to reset. The Indians have done a pretty good job of controlling possession and field position so far in the first half. Southwest with it now, going a little give-and-go action. Beautiful feed here. Looking to try to go on the feed back across the middle. Good job that time by the Indians to break it up, but here thought about firing it. And there's Kobe Bogle again stepping in front of that shot, that time by Martinez. And then the ball's going to be poked away, and the Indians are going to come away with it. Heredia with it now, leaves it up to Logan Little. Little's going to cross it across the field as it best be Balachete dribbling across midfield. Puts a left foot into it, trying to find Garcia on the far side. Garcia lets it settle, but a great defensive play. No, Garcia puts a foot on it. No! Oh, a tough break there for the Indians. As the keeper came out to make a play on that when he actually deflected it out of bounds, so it'll be a corner kick there for the Indians. Boy, I tell you what, if Garcia could have found a way to get a more solid foot on that one, maybe popped it up a little bit, that one would have been one of the most awkward but yet easiest goals in his career that time, but couldn't find a way to send it home. Third corner kick opportunity for the Indians here in the first half, 7-17 and counting. ICC 1-0. Would love to see them build on that 1-0 lead if you're an ICC fan here. This ball being sent along the way. Going to clear it out. Huddleston's header is bounced around in Southwest. Finally clears it out. Huddleston now puts a foot onto it, and that should be a handball. No foul, or excuse me, no call. Break there for Southwest. So now here come the Bears. Numbers on their side of the field. This is going to be Ty Ware. Ware trying to find the equalizer here. Goes to the baseline and is going to have it cleared out. And a handball. They're going to say Ware kind of batted it back in bounds to keep possession of it. I thought it was touched by Ware, but I didn't think they were going to call it that time, as they haven't really called a handball all day. But that's going to be one of those where the referees have kind of determined what it was by saying either it being purposely touched or just incidentally touched, even though it's supposed to be called both ways. That one, I guess they would have deemed was purposely touched by Ware. And now we've got a foul on the play here, and this is going to be a yellow card issued to Southwest. This is going to be a yellow to Santiago Martinez, his first yellow, the first yellow of the contest. So he will have to check out, and Southwest will be sending in a sub in this situation. It'll be a free kick coming in. The substitution will be number 20, Connor Smith. He's out of Picayune, a sophomore midfielder coming into the contest here for the Bears. Coming up on 6 minutes to play here. The official will mark off the mandatory room that the Southwest Bears will be allowed to set up their wall. Indians lead this one 1-0. And it's Little putting a foot into this one, sending it in, and that time Ryan Morgan a little upset saying that he was being held by the defender for Southwest. The official shook his head, said no, play on. And Parker talking with the judge, asking him where the call was, and the judge giving his definition of what he saw. Fancy footwork there off the foot of Teos. Southwest with it now. Batichetti comes up and challenges, forces a bad touch, and that's going to be Joe Rainey taking it away. Rainey with some fancy footwork of his own across the way. Had the ball, lost it, got it back, but then a foul called on Rainey, so it'll be Southwest ball. So it'll be a free kick coming up here for Southwest. And the kick is on its way. And there's a whistle. Didn't see the assistant referee call a offside, but maybe it must have been a push in the back. .437 and counting until halftime. ICC leads this one 1-0. Indians have had a couple of opportunities to extend this lead here. Just couldn't cash into it. And I tell you what, when you miss opportunities against a very good Southwest team, you got to take advantage whenever you have them, because Southwest can strike in a hurry. Holliston wins that battle, sends it ahead, trying to find Brendan Kane, but the ball is going to be cleared out by Southwest. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll have a substitution coming into the contest. This is going to be number 22. Alexis Resendez will check in. And it'll be Brendan Kane checking out for the Indians. Huddleston leaves it off to Resendez. Resendez sends it back across the middle to Batichetti. This is Heredia. Back across the middle to Garcia, looking for that backheel pass. A little off the target that time, looking for Batichetti, but the ball sent back to midfield, and it's going to be Bogle taking it away. Bogle drops it back across the middle to number 3, P.J. Irwin for Southwest, takes it away, and then there's the Indians taking it away on their own. Now, this is Perez looking to go on the drive. Splits through the defenders, and a good play defensively that time by Southwest to take it away. Batichetti with it, though, after the deflection. Tries to pop it over the top to Logan Little. Little puts a foot onto it, looking for the cross, and it was there. Garcia just could not get to it in time, and the ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Southwest. So now you're starting to see the referees getting in between players now. That's the reason why I said you got to start calling some of these fouls that have been tough earlier on to keep this game under control. They haven't done so, so now you're starting to see players on both sides kind of mouthing off at each other. So with 2:43 and counting here until halftime, do want to remind you we'll have the Sonic scoring update at halftime along with the performance from the ICC All-American Band. We'll also hear a word from the ICC Alumni Association ICC Spotlight presented by Food Giant. That ball's going to go, I thought, out of bounds, but Logan Little with a nice touch to save it. Drops it off to Heredia. Heredia spins it back. Drops it out wide to Rainey. Rainey squeezes it ahead. This is going to be Batichetti with it now. Drops it off. A little give-and-go action, but a great play that time by Stanovich of Southwest to come up and break up that opportunity for the Indians. Heredia looking for somewhere to go with it now. Swings it out wide. This is going to be Resendez with it. Resendez, nothing to do now. Is going to survey the defense, see what they're going to give him. Now goes inside to Perez, or excuse me, that's Garcia. Garcia looking to go backside. Here comes Resendez, and Resendez that time just trying to draw the foul call, just flopped. Good job by the referee not going and biting on that call that time. Good defense out of Southwest, and the Bears quickly get it ahead. Nicely done that time by Cesar Perez to knife his way in front of that one as the ball was extended for Stephen Walker, who had just checked into the contest for the Bears. Now Southwest with it, trying to find that equalizer. They trail 1-0, 1:29 and counting to go here until halftime. Batichetti with it. He's going to just dribble it around, drop it off out wide to Rainey. Rainey pushing the ball across midfield. You heard the Southwest coach yelling at his defense, calling for him to put on a little bit more pressure. Batichetti with it now. Sends it ahead. Little with a quick touch to Batichetti. The ball is going to be sent back, and Southwest will control. The Bears with it now. 1:05 and counting until halftime. ICC leading 1-0. This is number 11, Escobar with it now. Drops it off to Martinez. Martinez had the ball popped away, and then Balichete is going to step in front of it. Good defense by the Indians to get it back now. 49 seconds and counting. Balichete just dribbles out and is going to allow his teammates to catch up with him. Drops it off to Heredia. Heredia lost the touch on it for a second. Was dribble it back and gets it to Rainey. So Rainey with it. Going to drop it back to Ryan Parker. The Indians just kind of eating up a little bit of clock here. See if they can go on the attack or let something set up here. Huddleston. Dangerous pass that time. Nearly taken away by Walker. Indians avoid disaster that time. And so now they're going to try to reverse the pitch, and it's going to be taken away by Southwest. 14 seconds to play here. They send it ahead. Ryan Parker puts a head on it, breaks it up. Chase Huddleston puts a foot on it, breaks it forward, and Southwest breaks up that advancement by the Indians. 3 seconds, and the Indians are just going to send that one out of bounds, and that will do it for your first half of play. We've played one. ICC leads it 1-0 here over Southwest in what's going to be an exciting finish here in the opening round of this MACJC playoff game between ICC and the Bears of Southwest. Let's take a quickly look at your Sonic scoring. And it's pretty simple. It came at the 30:54 mark of the first half. A beautiful cross by Logan Little found Alexis Resendez, who poked it home and made it a 1-0 contest in favor of the Indians. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more of the Little Caesars halftime report. ICC leads 1-0 here at the break.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. Best pizza, New York style.
No way. Chicago deep dish.
Nah.
White pie.
Half veggies, half meat. Just cheese.
No, pepperoni.
Extra crunchy.
Chewy. Has to be gluten-free.
Pop it with arugula.
No, basil.
Eggplant.
Dude, really?
That's not pizza, come on.
Pizza and a Coke.
You got that right. 2 Cokes, please.
My pizza goes best with a Coke.
An ice cold Coke.
Only with a Coke.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99? Last time we ate this good for $2.99, we were in college.
No, I was in college. You were in denial.
That's not true.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99?
Man, I can't believe they still hand make the onion rings.
Oh, then you're gonna love this. It's hand folded.
Oh, it's a swan.
It's a napkin, dude.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
our Indianette feature, Carlos Santana's Smooth. Reporting on with this fishing feature, Gloria Estefan's 1985 hit tune, Conga. Also featured on trumpet are Lydia Short of Pontotoc, Brandon York of Amory, Danielle Creighton from Tupelo, Jenna Harris, Mantachi, Armando Quinones from Pontotoc, Daniel Torres from Tupelo, Holly Jones, Pontotoc, and Michael Collins from South Pontotoc. of Itawamba, Amaya Lee of Aberdeen. Percussion captains are Logan Freeman from Corinth and Jeremy Hendricks from Tupelo. ICC All-American band directors are Ryan Todd.
I got a great deal on pizza.
You went to Little Caesars and got an extra most bestest with the most cheese and pepperoni for just $6.
I got a terrible deal on pizza.
Give me that.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni at the nation's best price. Little Caesars $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Fresh cut bone-in quarter loin pork chops, $1.28 per pound. Red potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.99. And Domino granulated sugar, 4-pound bag, $1.78.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Jose Housley, I work at Renaissance Bank here in Aberdeen from Amory, born and raised there. Been working in Aberdeen for about 15 years. This is a great community I work in, but it's an amazing company, organization that I work for at Renaissance Bank. I'm the 12th child, but I'm the first and only one of my siblings to go to college and graduate. That was my motivation. I wanted to do something that they never had done, and that was it. My mom encouraged me so. She said, I can't afford for you to go to college, but she said, there are 2 things I can do for you. She said, I can push you and I can pray for you. I said, so from this day forth, my mind's made up. When I graduate high school, I will go to college, no matter how long it takes me. And when I stepped foot on Itawamba Community College campus, I knew that was the place for me. I just had this certain feeling, this certain vibe. This is the place for me. And that's what ICC is. That's what it's about. It's the start of something great. It might be small to other junior colleges, but guess what? They will empower you so it will make you say, if I had to do it over again, I'm starting at ICC again, because this is the greatest experience I've had throughout my college career, starting my college career. I wouldn't change a thing. They have great professors. The college campus is so neat. It is so beautiful. But man, when the sun shines at Itawamba, it makes you think you're in heaven. That's what I love about it. And the professors. Oh, I had one English professor, Miss McCrimmon. That lady was like a mother to me. That's the sweetest teacher you could ever want to meet. And she knew that I had something on the inside of me to let me know, hey, you can do and be whatever you want to be. She would always encourage me. When I needed extra help, I would go to Miss McCrimmon. She didn't have a problem at all. And that's what really, that was the glue that really made it stick. I am ICC. I will always be ICC, because ICC calls me to get an Associates of Arts degree, and it calls me to go on to a university to get my BS degree. But if it had not been for ICC, I wouldn't be sitting in this seat that I'm sitting in right now. I wouldn't be the person that I am right now. ICC, they shaped me, they molded me. So if I could say anything to the kids that's getting ready to graduate high school, let ICC be your first choice, because I promise you, it won't be your last choice.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Indians getting set, or actually have already started the second half of play. We're just about 10 seconds into it. ICC leads 1-0 here over Southwest in the opening round of the MAC-JC playoffs. Joining the ICC Foundation broadcast booth now by ICC women's coach David Strother. And real quick before we get this one going too much here in the second half, Coach, a tough one today. A great, I'm just going to say this, probably one of the best soccer atmospheres I've seen here on my camp in my 8 years on campus. Out for your match today, unfortunately, just dropped a 3-2 decision to a very tough Gulf Coast squad.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal atmosphere here at home. It was a tough loss to us. I thought all 5 goals that were scored in the match, 2 by us, 3 by Gulf Coast, I thought they were all quality finishes, and so it just ended up going to overtime and us making a simple mistake, and it costing us a little bit, but all credit to Gulf Coast for how hard they worked, but really proud of my girls too, not just for what took place today, but what took place through this entire season.
Absolutely. You win a record or team best 10 games this season. You host your first ever home playoff match here in ICC. So we talked about it, building that foundation and taking that next step. That's been your message since you came to ICC. You laid down that foundation, the ones that came before. You took that next step this season, so it's another positive step forward for the Lady Indians.
Right, and that's something that we do want to be mindful about. It was nice to see not the outcome of this match, but it was nice to see the emotion in my players. They didn't want it to end, and we all didn't want it to end. We wanted it to continue. You could see the commitment by the sophomore class. You could see the upset eyes by the freshmen not wanting it to end for the sophomores because of how hard they've worked to invest in this program for over 2 years. And if we can build on that each year, it's only going to get stronger. Not about wins, it's just going to get stronger about who we are in regards to our recruitment of what we already provide academically here at ICC, but what we're trying to do with our women's soccer program to go along with those great academics here at Etowamba.
Absolutely, and I think that's the best way to put it right there, Coach. You knocked it out of the park on that one. Now let's turn our focus back to the match here. ICC, they're in the blue jerseys. They'll be working left to right on your screen. Southwest in the white tops, they'll be working right to left. Did I say right to left twice?
You got it. No, you're good.
Okay. As we have, looks like Alex Resendez is down on the pitch right now. Coach, just your thoughts so far here on the first half in this match.
Well, you can see that the energy is a little bit more towards the home team at Etowamba. In the first half, I thought they had the better run of play. Southwest is a very dynamic team going forward, a very dangerous team going forward, but they're dropping in a little bit and thinking a little bit more defensive-minded, especially when they lose the ball. They're not quick to necessarily put pressure. So it's going to be a big point of emphasis for ICC is to maybe transition those moments when we do win the ball a little bit faster, try to get it out wide a little bit quicker before the Southwest defense can get back and get organized.
So Southwest with the toss in. India's going to break that one up. Southwest keeps possession on their side of the pitch. India's dominated the time of possession and field position for most of the first half. So far right now, Southwest has kind of shifted that momentum in their favor here to start the second half of play. Southwest with it now, looking to try to find that equalizer, sends it ahead. Parker breaks that one up, and Parker is hit and taken to the turf. And Parker is down, so is the Southwest player down. They went shin to shin that time, and I can't imagine in any shape, form, or fashion that feeling good.
I know Ryan Parker's a very physical and athletic player. He's been battling an ankle injury that he took early on in the season. So hopefully it's not the ankle that he got banged up on. It looks like he's able to walk it off. Southwest player a little similar, but he's actually needing some assistance to get off the field.
And there's a pair of Indians actually across the way helping out the young man from Southwest coming towards the sideline, and still no signal from the referee to stop the clock, or actually he did stop the clock, as this is number 17 for Southwest, and looks like he is in a pretty bad way. That's number 17, Patrick Larson, and hopefully nothing serious there as he's just walking on a pair of wobbly legs over there. Didn't see what might have happened as that one went on there. So hopefully Patrick is okay as he's walking, but just he's not really he's just not controlling himself.
Yeah, I can't really tell if it was an injury that took place with the lower body, or if it's something that maybe he got a mild head knock and maybe knocked him a little loopy. So hopefully he's able to bounce back and get back into this match.
So he will go to the sideline, who came in return of Larson. Now here come the Indians on the attack. This is going to be Balachete with it. Leaves it out wide to Garcia. Garcia had it but lost it. Bond came in and took it away. But there's the Indians. Huddleston coming in and cleaning things up for ICC. Logan Little, the reigning MACJC Player of the Week with it now. Leaves it over to Garcia. Garcia is going to drop it back to Little. Little crosses it over the middle to Balachete. Balachete leaves it back now, and the Indians are just going to cross the pitch here. Heredia coming in on the charge. Puts it in foot into it to Resendez. Resendez has it, lost it, and then Southwest gets it back. Good hustle that time defensively by the Bears.
And you can see that that's what Southwest is going to wait for. You know, they didn't rush to their defending. They kind of sat back and allowed ICC to stay in possession. So we just need to be a little bit more direct on that final pass. It's okay to keep possession, but we want to break them down by going forward because Southwest is just going to sit in and shift side to side and not give you that space in behind them.
Bad touch that time on the part of Southwest. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be ICC to toss it in here. Going to try to throw it over the top, and this one looking to go to Little. Little controls. Now drops it off to Garcia. Garcia surveying the defense. Now goes across the middle to Batichette. Batichette wanting to go on the attack. Southwest quickly collapses on that. Now sends it out wide to Resendez. Resendez looks back into Luan. Luan looking to go work one-on-one. Nicely defended that time by Southwest, as that was number 4 on the play. That was Stanovich who took it away. Like that time, Batichette might have been trying to just do a little too fancy footwork instead of going on the attack. And Stanovich did a good job of being patient, not going for all those fakes, and just took the ball away.
Yeah, he's a smart player. And, you know, defensively with Southwest, you can see that they're very organized and very, very well done individually in their 1v1 defending. So I think an important matchup for us for Itawamba is going to be this space out wide. You've got Alex Little that's had a good first half. I believe he may have had the assist off of Resendez's goal. And so I think this is a good matchup towards the outside. So it's going to be important for ICC to find not just Alexis Resendez out on the left-hand side, but look to find Logan Little as well.
39-14 and counting to go here in the second half. ICC with a 1-0 lead here over Southwest. The Bears with the ball now. They're going to drop it back. This is going to be Martin with it. Martin pokes it ahead, taken away by Huddleston. Huddleston goes left-footed out wide to Batichette, who's going to drop it back to Heredia. Heredia goes, dribbles forward. Plenty of room to work with now. Being picked up defensively, squeezes it ahead to Resendez. Good ball. Now here comes the opportunity for Resendez, and
just offside.
Oh, they're going to call that offside. Who was that offside on?
They're going to call it off on Alexis Resendez, and if it was just by a step. I mean, it was a great run. Brian played a very smart ball, splitting those two defenders.
So tough break there for the Indians. A chance to go up 2-0. But instead, the 50-50 ball is going to be controlled by the Indians. Heredia drops it back to Luan. He's going to swing it out wide to Perez. Perez going to dribble it across midfield, actually going to fake across midfield, and Ty Ware goes flying across. Drops it back to Parker. Parker reverse field over to Bogle. Good to see Bogle be able to shake off that injury that he had before the game, actually. Kind of got caught up in some of the wet turf, twisted a knee a little bit, but being a sophomore in the playoffs, probably would have had to cut his leg off for him not to be in this match.
He was definitely going to step in. I don't think they could have kept him out of the first rotation.
So now Southwest with it and loses it out of bounds. Good, tough defense that time by Logan Little to force that one out of bounds. Number 13, that's Martinez, has been a little slow to get up on that one, but the Indians get it back now. This is, Garcia with it, drops it back. Indians now send it ahead. This is Batichette with it.
That's a dangerous opportunity whenever Balicchetti's able to get on the ball. I mean, anytime he's running at the defense, he's a very smart player. So unlucky for the ball to go out of bounds right there.
Yeah, tough break for the Indians. Southwest, though, still looking for that equalizer. They trail 1-0 here. 37-21 to go here in the first half. Ball taken away by Heredia. Heredia looking to weave through traffic. Gets by the defender. Now he's going to drop it out wide to Resendez. Resendez surveying the defense to see what they're going to give him. Goes that backheel pass back to Heredia. Heredia fires, deflected, and out of bounds. It'll be a toss-in for the Indians. I'll tell you what, Southwest, you talked about it, more defensive-minded here. Try not to fall behind 2-0. Boy, whenever the Indians get anything near the goal, they just get smothering and take away just about every opportunity, whether it be passing or scoring.
Yeah, and it's something that you can see how organized they are. But there's going to come a time in this game where if they don't look to press a little bit more in their attack, then they're going to find themselves 1-0 extremely late in this game, and it may be too little, too late. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Mills makes any tactical adjustments in the next 10 to 15 minutes so that they have enough time to get back into this game on the attack.
A good opportunity on that previous kick by the Indians, as there was ball taken away, but a foul called on Southwest. Looked like they were looking to go inside to Logan Little, see if he could change the direction of that shot and get it past the keeper, but instead an easy save as Little just could not get a solid foot on it. Foul, and it'll be a free kick coming up here for the Indians. ICC leads this one 1-0. 36 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the second half.
Itawamba's gotten a lot more dangerous in the past few games on their set pieces. It's always an advantage when we're playing at home and the sun is in the goalkeeper's eyes. So we'll see if Logan's able to maybe get a good chance off of this on the shot on his own or playing a ball into the set piece.
Little's going to step by it. It's actually going to be Batichette, yes, stepping into it and nearly got that one home, but could not get it to go. Nice save that time by Smothers. Ball is going to be sent ahead, but the Indians take it away. The Indians doing a good job once again of taking advantage of the field position and time of possession so far here in the second half. Defender slips for Southwest, was able to recover and get the ball back, and now the Bears will send it ahead looking for Ty Ware on the far side.
These are those counter opportunities I mentioned earlier. This is what Southwest is known for, is breaking out into the counter. And so they sit back defensively, they wait for their counter opportunity, and that's a good chance by Southwest as they move forward into the attack.
Yeah, that shot from distance that time by Ty Ware was scooped up easily by Brandon White. The save on the contest. Brandon hasn't had a whole lot of those so far in the game. That's because the Indians have been stingy and just controlled the field position. That's going to be a handball. Very rarely called, and that's been the second one we've seen called this afternoon.
It's nice to be seeing a crew, though, in the playoffs. I thought the crew in the women's game went very well, and the officiating crew in this game has gone quite well, too. You can see they're letting the teams play a little bit more physical. Of course, it's a playoff atmosphere, so that's naturally going to take place, but they've controlled the matches quite nicely, too.
So this one's going to be sent ahead, and Parker gets big and gets over the top of the player. Southwest keeps it, though. That one deflected off the backside of Heredia, and good job by Brian to clear that one out. It goes out of bounds. Coach to go back and kind of drive that point home. That's one thing that Don Hammock, the SID of Gulf Coast, and I talked about in your women's match. The officials let the girls play, didn't call tic-tac things, kept it in check, and really just let the girls decide who's going to win that match.
Yeah, I thought it was, a phenomenal playoff atmosphere and a phenomenal playoff game, and it was largely in part by the officiating crew. They allowed it to continue. They allowed some aggressive tackles to be played through, and they even allowed advantages. So the only thing I had an issue with was the drop ball inside the 18, and Gulf Coast trying to bang one in. I wasn't really sure why he called that, but except for that, everything else was great.
Well, that ball sent on the side, and Little getting aggressive on the side, a little bit of a flop as well by the Southwest player, but Southwest keeps possession of it right now. Been the longest possession that Southwest has had so far here in the second half. Ball is lost. The Bears get it back across the middle, but nicely done that time as that's number 5, Aaron Presley, who has checked into the contest to come in and break that one up. Now this is going to be Balachetti with it. Leaves it on the right foot out wide. This is going to be Resendez. Resendez going on the attack. Tries to leave it ahead to Brendan Kane. Broke it up nicely that time by Southwest.
And there just needs to be a little bit more creativity in ICC's part in building into the attack there. This is nice, switching the point of attack, trying to draw out some defenders. As they do that, forwards need to make a few more aggressive runs to get in through the line. You can see how organized Southwest is. They've got 4 across the back line, sometimes 5. It's going to be tough to break through that line unless you have shots from distance like that by Chase.
Chase Huddleston with a blistering left-footed shot that time. A great batting save that time by Connor Smothers. Smothers has got his hands full, especially whenever something comes from distance. And a foul's going to be called here on ICC. And, Coach, I guess the foul came before the offside because...
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. For those that may not be familiar with the offside penalty in soccer, of course, back whenever our former football coach was here, and his name slips my mind now, He always joked. He said, I didn't see nobody move. But you've got that back wall of defense, and the player cannot release beyond that wall until the foot is played, or until the ball is played off the foot of the person sending it ahead. Is that correct?
Correct. So it's basically a cherry-picking rule. If there wasn't an offside rule, then you could just have a forward or an attacking player just stay close to goal, and then it would take away from the development of the game.
Here comes an opportunity for the Indians. Logan Little just could not quite find it. Broken up nicely that time by Martin to make that opportunity difficult for the Indians. Chase Huddleston, though, gets a foot back on top of it. Heredia pokes it ahead. This is Balachetti with it now. Balachetti going to go out wide. Lets it settle. Drops it back out to Logan Little, who goes across the middle to Heredia. Heredia looking to go inside. Nothing there. Great defense by Southwest to adjust nicely to the play. Huddleston with it now. Goes out wide. This is going to be Little. I don't know if you just don't put a foot on it to see what you can make happen here. Header is wide. Beautiful opportunity there for the Indians.
Great patience by Edawamba. I was actually about to get on to Logan for not taking that player on and actually dribbling him. You know, you're holding possession, but there comes a time where you've got to be aggressive and get to the attack. So you'd mentioned it. Hey, maybe just try to take a chance. He did it. He bent around a ball and had an outside runner get in on that. I couldn't really tell who was it that took
Brendan
that.
Kane.
Okay. And anytime Brendan's in the goal area, he's a dangerous player with his head.
Yeah, he is fearless, to say the least, and nearly takes that one away. Good hustle by Brendan Kane. Jake Kirkpatrick checked in during that last break in action. That substitution being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Understanding you, member FDIC. Visit RenaissanceBank.com. You hear some of the Lady Indians across the way showing the love for their Indians here and the appreciation of the hustle. Coach, I kind of said this in the first half. this is a different look Indians team. We've seen them kind of coast through that last couple of weeks of play, but there's a whole lot of intensity that we haven't seen out of the Indians in a while. But here comes an opportunity for Southwest. Fires, and the goal is good.
It's just a breakdown moment. It's just a counter. It was just a misstep by our center back there and a quality finish by Southwest. So, that's the nature of soccer. You play 60 minutes, and in one moment, you just have a simple breakdown. And so it's going to be interesting to see how ICC responds in the next 5 minutes. I think that they've had the better run of play. As long as they stay focused on it, should be able to get right back into this game and get that second goal.
That was P.J. Irwin that was able to stick that one home. And now we're tied at 1-1 as they get the equalizer.
And that is the nature of the MAC-JC playoffs. Even last night, the playoff run began, and there were great quality matches on the women's side and men's side, both down at Pearl River Community College. Northwest and Pearl River went to overtime on the women's side, and Northwest was victorious. And then on the men's side, it went to overtime in Pearl River and Hines, and Pearl River was victorious in that. So far, we've played 3.5 MAC-JC quarterfinal matches, and 3 of those matches have gone to overtime, and now we've got 30 minutes left to play with maybe the possibility of the 4th one. So it just shows the nature of the league, how competitive it's become, and how quality it's become as well. And it's a great standing for the coaching and the quality of the players that are taking place in our league.
So the Indians trying to get back in a hurry here, see if they can find that goal to retake the lead. 1-1 is your score after that Irwin goal for Southwest. Southwest sends this one ahead. Ty Ware has it, dropped it out wide. Good hustle that time on the part of number 18, Joe Rainey. Tell you what, the freshman from New Albany has really inserted himself and played well in the latter stages of the season.
He is. I don't know if Coach Sullivan mentioned him in the pregame report before the game kicked off, but this is a player that I've been impressed with over the past 3 or 4 weeks. Just his work ethic. Anytime you come in as a freshman, it's always an adjustment curve, learning a new system, learning a new way of playing, and he's embraced that, and his hard work has really paid off. He's become a solid factor in the backline play for Itawamba.
Tough defense out of Southwest, taking away what looked to be an easy opportunity there for a moment for Resendez. The ball is going to go, and Southwest wisely saves that before it goes out of bounds, kicks it to the side where to be a toss-in for ICC. See some of the softball players coming back out to the pitch this afternoon to support the Indians. Came out and supported the Lady Indians well this afternoon. Had to go for practice.
Yeah, that's right.
Still got to get a little bit of practice in.
And, that's just something that's pretty amazing here about the Itawamba campus in Fulton. We all support one another, and so you'll see the soccer players go out and watch softball matches, and you'll see tennis come out and watch us. The phenomenal crowd that was here today was a large part of our student body and our student athletes here at Itawamba. So we appreciate the support that they showed to our women's team. Looking forward to going and supporting our football team at homecoming this Saturday. And definitely looking forward to watching the men's and women's basketball seasons begin in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. It actually begins next Thursday with the home game against, I think it's Wallace-Selma, 5:30 and 7:30 there for the Lady Indians and Indians. You can see that here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, as well as homecoming. It would be a 2:30 opening kickoff between ICC, the number 20 team in the country, and Holmes, who is ranked as high as number 3 earlier this season.
A little partial to the homecoming festivities. One of our sophomores, Ferris Bradley, who had a goal today, and I just think played a phenomenal match in her last game here with Itawamba, is going to be our 2017 homecoming queen. So we'll have an opportunity to support her and cheer her on. And she's just been an exceptional student athlete for us, been a great reflection of what we want our women's soccer program to represent.
And an in-district, or what they call old school in-district kid from Pontotoc.
South Pontotoc High School, that's correct.
And so a free kick opportunity coming up here for the Indians. 1-1 is your score. ICC, they took a 1-0 lead at the 3:54 mark of the first half after a beautiful cross from Little found Resendez, and then Irwin got the breakaway goal to tie it at 1-1. That was the 30-37 mark of the second half. So 1-1 is your score. Free kick opportunity coming up here for the Indians. And this is going to be Balichetti sending it over, and had an opportunity to sneak that one in. And the goal, a great save that time by Smothers. Second time we've seen Luan go low and nearly sneak that one past the keeper.
It's getting a little bit more dangerous each time he looks to take those free kicks, and this is something he works on consistently, both before practice and after practice. And it may be an opportunity that it pays off for him here in the playoffs.
Corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. This will be Kirkpatrick to put a foot into this one. Sends it. And that one just a little too strong. Man, there was a push in the back by Southwest that took Kane out of the picture there. Didn't get called for it, so a good play that time. Now here come the Bears on the attack. Open field, another opportunity coming up here for Southwest. Looking to work one-on-one. Great job by Brandon White to come up. Coach, and you can talk about this more than me, but as a keeper, your first decision has got to be the right one, because if you hesitate, it's over with.
Absolutely, and you could see there, sometimes goalkeepers are prone to take a step backwards, and as soon as they do that, the forward controls the situation. So Brandon took a big step forward, got his angle, and had the forward commit to one side. And Brandon actually, even though it looked like it was chaotic, he was in control of that situation the whole entire time. The back line's got to do a better job of that the second time they've been exploited. Two center backs need to pinch in a little bit tighter on those transition moments.
25-38 and counting here. Corner opportunity coming up for the Bears. 1-1 is your score. This one sent across the way. Looking for the header and just basically headbutted that one straight down out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Indians. Seeing them bring some mustard to the sideline, that means somebody's cramping. Donna showed it to the players, and they all looked at her like she's crazy. It's either that, pickle juice. Choose your own poison.
That's right. You wouldn't think that it would be a factor in this cold temperature, but the work they're putting in right now is certainly going to be a factor if it leads to a longer game in overtime.
So the Indians with the ball, they're going to send it back to Rainey at midfield. Rainey's going to send it ahead over to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick looking to go to work. Once again, Southwest just settling back defensively, making things difficult for the Indians. Sending it across the middle. This is Huddleston. Gives it back to Brandon Kane. Kane goes left-footed and just too wide.
And this is another way that I think ICC can continue to exploit this space. It's not much space, but the way that they're finding their forwards and then having midfielders run through their line, that's a good way to get in. If we're not going to go out wide and try to go 1v1, then the combination plays in between our forwards and midfielders can help get through that back line of Southwest.
The Indians knocking on the door, but nobody home just yet. 1-1 is your score. 24-13 and counting to go here in the second half of play. MACJC playoffs. The winner of this match will advance to Saturday's semifinal round to face Gulf Coast at 1 p.m. at Freedom Ridge Park in Ridgeland. Of course, if the Indians were able to find their way to that semifinal match, we won't have a broadcast for that one, as we'll be with football on Saturday. But if they're able to make it to the championship game on Sunday at 1 o'clock, we will pack up the van and head that direction. And we don't know what kind of setup they have at Freedom Ridge, but we'll figure out a way to make it work. So foul on Southwest, be a free kick opportunity coming up here for the Indians. 1-1 is your score. Coming up on the 23.5-minute mark here in the second half of play.
So we're on another free kick, and we've been pretty dangerous the past two. So I think it's a little bit too far from distance for it to be an actual shot. It'll be interesting to see how Itawamba tries to get in and put this on frame.
So it looks like this is going to be Chase Huddleston going to put a foot into this one. Sends this one on its way. And it's going to be saved nearly out of bounds, would have resulted in a corner kick for the Indians. But instead, Southwest with it now, and they're trying to sprint down the pitch. Heredia coming up, looks like he's grabbing the back of his leg, could possibly cramping in that situation. And Coach, you said it, not too hot of temperatures, but man, both the Lady Indians and the Indians playing just that next level of intensity this afternoon.
Yeah, it's the playoffs, and that's the nature of this league. Once we get in, it's one and done, and then your season's over. And neither one of these teams want to see that take place. The matches from last night that were hosted down by Pearl River, the ones I was able to see through the live stream there, it was the same exact way. Just four phenomenal teams exerting as much as they possibly could. Same thing's been taking place today.
And if anything, the first match of the day kind of woke everybody up. Northwest women, not taking anything away from the Lady Rangers, was not the favorite heading into that matchup because they kind of fought and earned their way into that last spot of the playoffs. But they were able to come in and get that win in overtime So it's one of those where the league kind of stepped back and said, okay, it's the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. And that was something that we even talked about in our pregame with our women's soccer team here. It's just, it doesn't matter if you were to see an opponent 10 times. You're going to see this one opponent this one time. You have to make the most of it count. And I thought that the match even today that started out today's quarterfinals here at Itawamba, it was an exact reflection of that. It could have gone either way, and all kudos again to Gulf Coast and their hardworking women's team.
So that ball goes out of bounds after it was batted away by Southwest. ICC getting set to toss this one in. You can hear the ICC All-American Band practicing in the background, getting ready for homecoming. So we said we've got Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, depending on how the weather goes. For a large part of the the festivities that we're planning to be outside are inside right now. That's including the Alumnus of the Year, Athletic Hall of Fame inductions. Those will now be in the lobby of the Davis Event Center, as well as the 1977 presentation of the rings, and that's offside all day, every day, and yes, it is.
Well, even if it doesn't rain, for me, that's not going to be having to attend on Saturday. I'm a little partial to everything staying inside. See, now it's only going to be about a high of 45.
Yes.
I'm fine with that staying inside.
Yeah, that's and of course the weather's just been flip-flopping. Is this time of year you just don't know what you're going to get. The rain. There's a lot of high school football games that have been moved from Friday to Thursday now because of the rain, anticipated to come in Friday night. And, that could be the thing. It might not be raining on game day, but the field could be so bad. And these girls spend $1 or $2 on the dresses that they rent to be in homecoming. So we don't want to mess those up.
That's right.
So Southwest with it now. They send it back to midfield. The Bears looking to go on the attack here. Looking to go wide to Ware. Parker calling for all sides. Didn't get it. Going to go top shelf, too tall.
The Southwest player actually wasn't offside there. I mean,
he
made a good timed run. And you can see the spaces open up a little bit more for Southwest. There's a little vulnerability on the back line of ICC. There's a little bit too much distance in between our two center backs. And then the outside back is also allowing that forward for Southwest to get in behind him. So it just comes down to cleaning up the next 20 minutes, being mindful about maybe giving space out wide instead of giving space centrally so they can't go right through the middle and get a breakaway again.
1-1 is your score. 19:39 and counting to go here in the second half of play. 1-1, Indians and the Bears. The winner will advance to Saturday's semifinal round against Gulf Coast. Brandon White with a goal kick coming up here. Alexa just dropped this one short to Rainey. Rainey dribbles forward, now goes to the middle of the pitch. A little quick give and go off the foot of Logan Little. Now back to the middle. Southwest extending that defense, putting a lot of pressure on the Indians here. 1-1 is your score. Chase Huddleston with it now. Huddleston trying to go over the top. Like a little bit of the turf might have gated up that one. There's Banachete right in the right spot at the right time. Resendez sends it back to him. Luan backs it back out. So want to find it to Huddleston. Huddleston leaves it out wide. I believe that's Cesar Perez on the far side of the pitch with the ball now. Goes in the middle. And trying to a little give and go action that time. Back to Banachete on the sideline. But it goes out of bounds and back to Southwest. So Southwest will toss this one in. Coach, 18:35 left to play here. You've seen the majority of the second half now. What adjustments do you think the Indians need to make, or what adjustments do you see them to make here to try to find a way to get that go-ahead goal and pick up the win?
I think that maybe could be a factor is maybe a substitution or two, to be honest with you, since you know that these legs are getting tired, especially with the wide play. You can see that Southwest is shifting their line predominantly to whatever side the ball is on, and they're really leaving one side open. So you can look in the field right now, and you can see the field closest to us. It's completely open, so that'd be a good moment for us to transition and counter into this right side of the field instead of looking to keep the ball on the same area of where we're winning it. So if we can get the ball there with some quick legs, I think we can get some opportunities for 1v1s and maybe even some 2v1s.
Yeah, that's where the Indians have Jake Kirkpatrick, who is one of the faster players on the pitch right now. And that was a shove in the back, and they're going to say he's a foul. It looks like Parker stretching out the legs as well. Parker allowing the keeper to go get it and take a moment to stretch his legs out a little bit. Simply going to touch that one ahead to Ryan. Parker's going to survey the defense, now leave it up high. This is going to be Perez with it, streaking down the sideline. Blows by one defender but loses the touch on it, and Southwest gets it back. Now here come the Bears. They leave it back over the middle to Bond. Bond looking to go back to the sideline. Beautiful touch that time, sends it ahead, but nobody there with him. And a break there for the Indians, as that was a nicely set up play that time on the part of the Bears. Now you're starting to see a lot of Indians, a pair of Indians actually. It looks like Perez and Parker trying to stretch out a cramp. It's one of those situations where, as a coach, you wish you had a timeout.
That's right.
As Parker is noticeably limping around, going to have to play through that pain. Shot is fired off the chest of Bogle. And Brandon White, great quick decision by Brandon White just to dive out there and take that one away from Ty Ware. Now here come the Indians trying to reverse the pitch here.
And that's the opportunity right there I'm talking about. I mean, you could see Luis Garcia made a run to the outside. It was 2v1. This is still a good ball that they're looking to find, though. Oh, that is not
no way.
Call. That's pretty raw.
That was bad. Basically, the official saw a player from Southwest throw his hands up, and he wasn't really paying attention as he was looking down at his feet while he was running.
That was a blindside run and a blindside pass. And so that just caught the referee off guard.
So he just reacted to seeing the player throw his hand up, and, hey, if you can throw your hand up and get the call, then do it. So the Indians miss an opportunity there, or I should say have an opportunity there taken away from them. So now it's going to send back to the middle of the pitch. This is Balichete with it. Going to swing it out wide. This is Rainey with it now. Rainey draws the defender, sends it across the middle. This is Kane with it, trying to switch it and just delivered it straight to a Southwest player. So now they try to send it over the top, and that's not offsides.
He was off that time, but I think the official just let it play out since it was already traveling into Brandon White's hands.
Well, Coach, go back to the point you made, talking about reversing the pitch, especially whenever they're shifting everyone on the far side. You see the Indians do have Jake Kirkpatrick on that opposite side of the pitch. And as you said, or as we talked about, probably one of the fastest players on the field.
That's right.
This afternoon. Sends it ahead. Brandon Kane couldn't find it, but the ball will go in.
We'll take it.
Count the goal, as that was Logan Little. Christmas comes early in Fulton, as Little just tried to put a cross on that one that time. Kane distracted the keeper enough, and the ball got through, rolled, and snuck its way home. Sometimes you just need to be lucky.
And you could see there just a little bit of a miscommunication with the center back and the goalkeeper for Southwest. The goalkeeper thought the center back had it, and the center back thought the goalkeeper had it. And so whenever it bounced in between them, the goalkeeper was just kind of caught off of his line and on his back foot, and it just happened to go into the back side of the net.
So the Indians lead now 2-1, inside 15 minutes to play.
And this comes down to the tactics I talked about earlier on whenever Southwest found themselves down just 1-0. Now it's 2-1 with 15 to play. There's going to need to be a little bit of an adjustment on Southwest's part. They're not going to be able to sit back quite as much. They're going to need to think about being a little bit more aggressive going forward if they want to get back into this game.
And the ball is out of bounds. We'll go back to ICC. Well, Lee Adams has a family situation that, well, not situation, but a family thing he had to step away from, so I'm updating Twitter as we go. So
multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. So please forgive the silence, or well, actually, you may enjoy the silence after, if you've tuned in since the women's match today, you may be tired of hearing my voice.
No, you guys have done a great job, man. Thank you for showing up and publicizing both of our programs. It's been a phenomenal day for us with soccer.
So the Indians lead at 2-1. Thank you for those kind words, Coach. Raphael Henry is up top, looking like he's hunting, and there's a good shot on goal that time from Balichete, but a great save by Smothers. If he doesn't get his hand up, that's a chance for that one to go in top shelf.
That was an amazing shot by Balichete. I think that was off of his left foot. I don't think that the goalkeeper took a touch. It's a goal kick.
Looked like the ball actually kind of changed trajectory once it got to the goal, so a break there for Southwest.
And that's a part of Luan's game that could come out a little bit more. I think for him being a freshman, he was just kind of finding his place. He's been more of a possession-oriented player. He's getting more confidence now, hitting from distance off those two set pieces. That's something that he can actually do on a consistent basis. So maybe through the run of the remainder of these 13 minutes, and if we're fortunate enough to get to the semifinals, we'd like to see Luan take a few more of those shots.
Mad scramble for the ball, and Southwest keeps it. This is Bond with it now, trying to dribble his way through traffic. ICC leads 2-1. There's 13 minutes to play here in the contest. ICC trying to find a way to advance to Saturday's semifinal against Gulf Coast. And they're going to call that offside. So the Indians are going to allow everybody to clear out here. Kobe Bogle set to put a foot into this one. ICC going to get some substitutions coming in here.
Yeah, this is one of those gentleman substitutions in gentleman times. You know, you're ahead by 1 with 12 to play. It's not killing the clock, but it is definitely taking some time off the clock.
That was a high kick call, and that's almost like the NFL whenever you see a receiver duck his head and the defender get a call for the defender get the flag thrown on him. That time Garcia went to kick the ball, and the player from Southwest simply just lowered his head and ran to Garcia. So a break there for Southwest. So the Bears send this one, and White goes out wide. Got to hurry back as he wasn't able to catch the ball. Actually ran into a couple of his own teammates. No harm, no foul as the Indians send it back out wide. And my goodness, how do they not call that push? Or did they call it? They did call it. One referee, if it just somebody needs to get a louder whistle.
Well, we talked about how organized both games have been. We're going to see what it looks like for them in the next 10 minutes if they can keep it organized. I mean, this is going to be Southwest fighting for their life to get back into this game, and Itawamba fighting for their life to make sure that they get this 2-1 victory.
11-14 to play here in the contest. Still a lot of time to play in this one. 2-1. ICC with the lead. The Indians getting set to send in a pair of substitutions here at the next opportunity. Huddleston with it now. Pops it out. That's going to be Resendez. Resendez sends it back over the middle to Batachete. Batachete dribbling it around. Avoids some defenders. Going down the sideline. Still keeping his dribble. And just deflects it off the foot of the Southwest player. Substitutions for both teams coming in, and they're going to allow them to come in here. For the Indians, it's going to be number 4, that's Ryan Parker, and number 18, Joe Rainey. For Southwest, it'll be number 7, Ty Ware checking into the contest. These substitutions being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They meet Monday nights at 7:07 as well as Wednesdays for lunch. All they ask is you bring $2 and a friend, and don't forget your $2 for that friend. Treat them to lunch and fellowship at the ICC BSU each Wednesday. They're located right across the street from the e-learning building here on the Fulton campus. So Southwest will toss this one in. The Indians swarming defensively. The Bears trying to find that equalizer. They were able to tie it up early here in the second half, but the Indians able to come back and get that 2-1 lead. Now here comes Ware on the sideline. Great play that time. Hustling that time by Kobe Bogle to come in and break that one up and allow the defense to reset.
And there's some good organization taking place with Itawamba's backline and midfielders. Sometimes midfielders have a tendency not to drop in and come back and defend, but you can see that our midfield is getting back and connected to their defensive line now.
Southwest with it. This is Bond. Tries to send it inside. Broken up nicely that time by Chase Huddleston. Bond sends it back out wide. Trying to fly it inside. That one by Rainey. Taken away. Little couldn't quite get to it in time, and Southwest will keep a possession here. That was number 2, Green, saving it for Southwest. Now the Bears are going to try to go out wide. And there's a nice play that time by Cesar Perez coming up. And just breaking that one up, and Perez to the turf. And he is, looked like he might be cramping across the way. Yep, and that's going to be the case there. More cramping on the field here. So we're going to take a quick timeout here. A word from Little Caesars and possibly more. Back with more here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Best pizza, New York style.
No way. Chicago deep dish.
Nah, white pie.
Half veggies, half meat. Just cheese.
No, pepperoni. Extra crunchy.
Chewy. Has to be gluten-free.
Pop it with arugula.
No, basil.
Eggplant. Dude, really?
That's not pizza. Come on.
Pizza and a Coke.
You got that right. 2 Cokes, please.
My pizza goes best with a Coke.
An ice cold Coke.
Only with a Coke.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99? Last time we ate this good for $2.99, we were in college.
No, I was in college. You were in denial.
That's not true.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
A cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99?
Man, I can't believe they still hand make the onion rings.
Oh, then you're gonna love this. It's hand folded.
Oh, it's a swan.
It's a napkin, dude.
Get a cheeseburger and handmade onion rings for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. Check out this week's specials.
Fresh cut bone-in quarter loin pork chops, $1.28 per pound. Red potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.99. And Domino granulated sugar, 4-pound bag, $1.78.
At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as that was, I think, Perez that was helped to the sideline as his legs are cramping pretty bad out there.
Yeah, I can't tell who Coach Evelyn put in for Perez. I can't quite tell, but I know that the back line has been struggling a little bit with injuries. So it'll be interesting to see what the rotation looks like back there once the throw-in comes in.
So Southwest will toss it in, 9:05 to play. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. It will result in a corner kick coming up here for the Bears.
These are the type of moments that you don't want to give away freely. I thought that ball right there could have been cleared down the sideline or touchline instead of it going down the inline. Inline gives away a corner kick and makes it a dangerous play for Southwest to get set up. Throw-in makes it a little bit easier for us to be organized defensively.
So now the corner is cleared out, and it's going to be a race to it here, and Southwest wins the race, but then there's Alex Resendez now. Resendez trying to weave his way through traffic, but numbers eventually caught up with Alexis. And Southwest gets it back now. They're going to try to send it down in a hurry. Bogle goes in, clears that one out, but it flecks out wide. And they try to go long with it. The ball is going to be sent out of bounds into Roy Crescent Field as the ball hops the fence and gets through the 4-hole and into right field. And so it'll be Southwest ball. 8:07 to play here. Still a lifetime to go in this contest as Southwest really starting to pick up their intensity on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they're getting a lot more numbers forward. But also you can see here with Itawamba, we have no players in our attack. So we don't really have a transition moment. We're all sat back trying to win this ball, and we'll see how we transition out of it. We're not going to necessarily be able to go forward. We need to be able to go out wide since we don't have any target forwards to play to.
And the ball's still loose on the pitch here. Man, a whole lot of contact going on right now. And the ball sent back, and Southwest will let it settle. That ball sent ahead and scooped in easily by Brandon White. You know, if I'm ICC, I almost did like Andrew College did the other day. Every time the keeper would stop one, he would hit it, it would bat it to the turf, and he would fall on it and hug it.
Take off another 20 seconds, right?
Yep. Start using some of that clock. Southwest with it now. They're going to clear it back to midfield. Heredia is going to let it settle. Drop it off to Balachete. Balachete, a little trouble controlling it. Pops it out wide to Rainey. Rainey now with it, and it's going to go out of bounds to ICC. So the Indians with it. They lead 2-1. There's 6:52 and counting left in this one. ICC trying to advance to Saturday's semifinal match against the number 1 seed out of the South, Gulf Coast. Indians with it. This one sent from distance. Logan Little's got a shot at it, but just a little too tall. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Southwest. We talked about the Gulf Coast men. They are number 19 in the country. Have won 21 straight South Division matches, so they are the team with the target on their back heading into the state playoffs.
Yeah, they've been playing well. They've played not just some MAC JC teams. They've played some out-of-state teams and had some decent results against those too. So whoever wins this matchup today will definitely have their handful with Gulf Coast. But it's definitely an opportunity to just once again show the quality of our league and how it's represented by the growth of each team. I think each team's just gotten stronger as the season's gone on.
The ball goes out of bounds. Southwest players looking towards the side, wanting the offside call, but no Indians anywhere near the ball that time. And a substitution coming into the contest. This will be number 8, Vicente Teos, coming into the contest here for Southwest. The Indians, Resendez takes it away from Bond on the toss in, sends it ahead, trying to find Little, but just could not get to it, and Little tackled in the box. Good no call that time by the referee.
Right. Yeah, the play was already completed. The ball had gone by Logan, so it's a good no call. Way to keep the game going.
So now here comes Southwest on the attack, and Ryan Parker.
That will be a call.
Yep,
and possibly a card as well.
He ran into him that time, and he did get the yellow card drawn on that one.
But it's a smart play by Ryan Parker there. He was beaten in a 1v1 situation, so instead of letting the attacker go by him, he just fouls him, takes his yellow card. Coach Sullivan will sub him and put him right back into the game.
Parker will check out of the contest here, so it'll be a free kick coming up for Southwest. Each team with 1 yellow card on the afternoon. So the referee is stepping off the yardage for the Indians to set up the wall here. For Southwest, you're going to be looking right back into that sun, but an opportunity to make this one dangerous here as the shadows starting to stretch across the ICC soccer complex. And referee wanting to talk to the assistant referee down here below us.
So they want to add 4 seconds to the clock. Instead of it being 5:02, they'd like it to go to 5:06. These are the major details of the MAC JC.
Yes.
Let's hope those 4 seconds don't come back to be a factor into this match. Keen eye by the officiating crew here.
Yeah, that's where we'll leave it. So this one's sent ahead. Dangerous, but the Indians clear it out nicely out of the box that time. It will roll back and go out of bounds, where to be a toss in here for Southwest. Good job by the Indians packing it in, causing some problems that time for Southwest on that free kick. Resendez comes up, had a foot on it, but Southwest keeps possession. Here come the Bears. That was Bogle breaking it up, and ICC trying to send it back to midfield. They do. Southwest with it now, trying to weave their way through traffic. Oh, they've got some room here. Looking to go to work. Fires from distance off the cross and over the backstop there. Boy, that was an extremely dangerous opportunity there for Southwest. Mass substitutions coming in here for the Indians. Looks like Perez will come back into the contest along with Kirkpatrick and number 4, Ryan Parker, back into the contest.
The game's getting to a point now where it's just becoming down to the effort of who wants it a little bit more. It's not going to necessarily be many tactics left in these last 4.5 minutes. It's just going to be a matter of staying disciplined on the backside of defending. And who knows, the way the Southwest is starting to press now, there may be a counter opportunity for Itawamba to put away that third goal.
Here comes Southwest trying to find the equalizer here, trying to go out wide. Ty Ware looks to be injured on the play. There was a handball, no call. Officials say play on. Balachete steps in front of that one. Leaves it off to Heredia, who's going to touch it back to Balachete. Now the Indians force it ahead, looking for Resendez, streaking down the sideline. Has an opportunity to catch up with it, and he does, but that's going to be a foul called on ICC. And boy, I tell you what, there is some fans across the way. You saw the reaction. And now they're going to put a card on Resendez. So a yellow on Resendez, and the officials starting to kind of lose control of this one.
Yeah, and that was an ill-advised card by Resendez. He didn't get the card for the foul. He got the card for kicking the ball after the foul was called. So he's the type of player that we actually need on the field.
Yeah.
And so he needs to learn from that and not make a decision like that to have to step out and wait for a substitution.
Yeah. Coaching moment here for Coach Sullivan, despite the fact that Southwest has done that twice today.
And I think it just becomes a little bit more prevalent underneath 5 minutes. At the beginning of the game, it's not so much as important as what it is in the final 3 minutes now.
So 50-50 ball going down the pitch, and it's taken by Southwest, looking to go out wide. This is going to be number 11, Escobar with it now, sends it inside. The ball is lost, and it's going to be scooped up that time by Brandon White. White's going to let the ball sit, and Southwest will charge up and force him to pick it up. Smart play by Brandon White. If Southwest isn't paying attention, you can just let the ball sit there until someone forces him to come make a play on it.
And even here, he's going to hold on to the ball a little bit until the referee encourages him to punt it away.
I think you have, 15, 16 seconds?
8.
8 seconds. Never mind then, because
some of the teams we play against feels like about 15 seconds.
Because I was doing a count on Andrew College the other day on their kicker, and it was consistently 15, 16 seconds.
Right.
Here comes Kirkpatrick with it now, coming down the sideline, taken away nicely that time by Nathan Bond. Now here comes Southwest, trying to find that equalizer. Drops it back to Bond. Bond's going to leave it back behind. The Indians coming up and applying a little bit of pressure here. Ball's going to be sent across the pitch and missed that time, and the Indians are going to touch it back to Perez at midfield. Perez now sends it ahead. That's going to be poked out of bounds after it was Kane with it, and the Indians will have a toss-in. Substitution coming in here, and that's going to be a substitution for ICC. And it's going to be Resendez checking back into the contest. It'll be Garcia coming out here for the Indians. These substitutions being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Visit renaissancebank.com for find locations near you.
Final 2.5 minutes of the game. It's not really a necessity for Itawamba to get a goal now. It's really about just killing off the game. So playing the ball down in the corner, trying to hold possession in these tight little areas, just not letting Southwest have the ball so easily. So you can see there a throw in. Now it's Southwest ball, and they're right back to playing with still plenty of time left to play.
Yeah, Southwest wasting little to no time getting the ball back into action now. 2:04 and counting here. ICC with a 2-1 lead. Southwest trying to find that equalizer here in the contest. The winner of this match will go ahead and face Gulf Coast in the semifinal match on Saturday. A lot of contact. Officials say play on. Resendez sends this one ahead, and you saw Coach Sullivan react that time saying, that's not what we need, guys. We need to take and work this around a little bit and keep possession off the feet of Southwest. Now here come the Bears trying to squeeze it ahead. Southwest with it. They trail 2-1. There's 1:30 and counting in the contest. Rainey with it, getting the business, and he is hit and tackled. And Rainey reacted as he hit the turf, but smart play by both the number 23 for Southwest, that's Walker and Rainey. You can tell it was a little bit of frustration on both their part. They both realized the situation, walked away from each other at the conclusion of that play. So the Indians will get this one set here, coming up now on a minute to play.
You can see Ryan Parker taking a look at the clock. I mean, there's no reason to go into possession here. You just send it forward. You'd like Brendan to hold the ball up there, but once again, you get Southwest back on the ball, and they're in the attack.
48 seconds to play now. ICC trying to hold on to this 2-1 lead. Southwest looking for the equalizer. They send it ahead. Bogle clears that one out. Perez with it now. He's just going to dribble it on the sideline until someone forces him to give it up. Now puts a strong foot into it down the pitch. Resendez puts a header on it. It's going to bounce around and still bouncing around. Resendez had it, lost it, and now Southwest with it. 25 seconds to play. Southwest looking to find that equalizer here. Puts it across the middle. Indians tough defense. Bogle breaks it up. Puts it across the middle. Bond's going to fire, scoop, and easily save that time by Brandon White. And Coach, he can pretty much just hold on to this one.
Yeah, that's going to put the game pretty much away. So he's going to take it out to the corner, give it to Cesar Perez, and this game is going to go into Itawamba's favor.
We'll wrap this one up in red and blue. The Indians win it by the final score of 2-1, and ICC celebrates winners and will advance to Saturday's semifinal round to face Gulf Coast at 1 o'clock on Saturday. 2-1 is your final score in favor of the Indians. Coach, hard-fought contest all day long.
Yeah, it's a great match back and forth. A little bit more energy came towards Southwest in the remainder of the second half. So hard-fought battle, good quarterfinal matchup, and it'll be interesting to see how the semifinal goes against Itawamba and Gulf Coast Community College down in Ridgeland.
You see the Indians celebrating with the student section there across the way. ICC picks up the 2-1 victory. In the first match today, the Lady Indians dropped a heartbreaker 3-2 in overtime to Gulf Coast to wrap up their season, leading believe, at 10-7 on the year. A great season there for ICC, making those positive steps forward there on the women's half. The men who missed the playoffs last year get in it this year, win 2-1 to advance to Saturday semifinal against a very tough Gulf Coast squad. We'll try to have you updates there on Twitter on Saturday. So for Don Hammock earlier today, you've got Coach David Strother with me up top, Raphael Henry, Lee Adams, Nina Strother here also taking pictures for ICCimages.com. Remind you, you can order those at ICCimages.com. Digital downloads available for $1. We'll see you next time, folks, here. We'll actually see you Saturday here on Let's Go ICCTV.com for homecoming, 2:10 start time here, and also on FM 95 Sports.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.